it's Jessie V. I'm still struggling with the voice thing. Every time I talk it hurts. And I wasn't gonna film, but like I feel like I have to because if I don't film now, I'm just not gonna get videos out, you know what I mean? So I'm sorry if I basically sound like the Grinch. My immune system is just completely shot, so it's so easy for me to get sick now. So it's been wonderful. I've been sick for a week and a half. Anyways though, as you can tell by the title of this video, I want to talk about something that you guys found in a video that I posted with Ty where we went into my backyard and found those really strange like stick tents. You know how in my backyard there's those sticks all placed together to make like a little structure thing? Words are not coming to my brain right now.
I see, look, there's a can with rope on it, a little light.
Yeah, if there's a beer can in there, it would be a kid.
You never know, it could be a really hardcore kid. Really hardcore.
Well, I did not expect to see this in my backyard.
But basically, I didn't really expect for you guys to find anything in that video because we really didn't go that far into the woods. And also, Ty and I saw nothing aside from those strange structures. So we just figured everything would be fine. And then of course, after I posted it, there was a bunch of top comments on that video giving me the time where people were seeing this hooded figure. That's what people were calling it. People were saying it looked like something was crouched down in the forest, staring at us with possibly like a hood or like a cape or like something over its head. And when I first saw those comments, I was like, great, I do not need something else in this forest, because if you guys can remember, back in the summer I found a little boy sort of figure in that forest, and now there's this hooded figure as well. And then also a bunch of people were actually tweeting me the pictures of this hooded figure, so I'm gonna put them here beside me so you guys can see. But the thing about these is it is a forest. There are a lot of rocks, broken down trees, you know, little hills of grass and stuff. So there is a possibility that, you know, this thing that people are catching is just something in the forest that's naturally formed and it's not actually like an entity or anything. But the other thing is, it is super dark and completely contrasts with the rest of the forest. Like you can see the rocks around the forest and like trees, and they're all a lighter color, but this black crouched thing just pops out, you know what I mean? And that's why everyone's looking at it and catching it. Because it's not like there's just one person who told me. Like I got hundreds of DMs, like people telling me on YouTube, people telling me on Twitter. Everyone was focusing on this one thing. I'm literally dying. I probably should have brought my water upstairs. Anyways though, is this something paranormal? I have no idea, but just because I'm a really curious person, I thought that I would go online and look up hooded figures, you know what I mean, to see what I could find. And I did find a lot of interesting things that honestly freak me out quite a bit. I found out that there is this entity called a hooded man that is grouped together with shadow people. So in case you guys don't know what shadow people are, I'm gonna read you a definition that I found. People don't usually call them ghosts because they're not really similar to ghosts. Ghosts are usually apparitions that are misty white with like a vapor-like form to them, if you know what I mean. Like if you look at pictures of ghosts, they're almost like an orb in the photo and it's almost hard to tell that it's a ghost. But shadow people are literally shadows of people. Like they look like a human form. Like it says here, although the shadow people often do have a human outline or shape, because they are dark, the details of their appearance is lacking. So you can't really see any aspect of their face or anything. Like there's no detail to them really. But there are some cases where people have seen shadow figures and they have noticed they have really bright red eyes. And there are also malevolent feelings that are often reported when people see shadow figures, which have led researchers to speculate that they may be demonic in nature, which is definitely super freaky. And it's talking about how most people have actually actually seen shadow figures before? Like, you know when you're sitting in a room sometimes and you see something from the corner of your eye, it kind of looks like a shadow, but when you look, there's nothing there? That is sort of what a shadow person is. A lot of the time it's from the side of your vision, but for some unlucky people, they actually see them right in front of their face. Exactly, so I'm going to read this. It says, those who are experiencing and studying the shadow people phenomenon say that these entities almost always used to be seen out of the corner of the eye and very briefly, like for a second. But more and more people are beginning to see them straight on and for longer periods of time. Like, that is so creepy to me. But anyways, let's go back and we're going to talk about the hooded man. I only wanted to talk to you guys about the shadow people because he's grouped in sort of the shadow people phenomenon. So it says, most paranormal buffs believe that the shadow entity described as the hooded man most often appears to those who are negative or dark individuals, like people who are sad, depressed, or unhappy. Now, I definitely wouldn't describe myself this way. The only thing I can think of is I'm sick almost every single month. I'm almost in the hospital every single month. So that's the only thing that's really been bringing me down. And I do know that ghosts and spirits and these sort of things like to make themselves known when you're more vulnerable, like when you're in a sick state, when you're depressed, as it says, stuff like that. So I don't know if I am in a vulnerable state right now, maybe. But if I continue to read about this hooded man, it doesn't really seem like what I caught in the photo, but maybe. It says the entity is usually described as a hooded shadow with a long cape and glowing red eyes. Now, there is no glowing red eyes in this photo. It's mostly deemed as a man, but some reports are of a woman where instead of the hood and cape, it's the woman's long hair over her. They are often said to move in a flowing sort of way and seem to lose their shape somewhat when they move. Oh my gosh, my heart just dropped at the next sentence. Sometimes they have a form of a human, and sometimes they lose shape and can become just a dark mass in a photo. This is literally what is in the photo. It's like this lumpy dark mass. That is terrifying. Okay, I'm definitely closing this down now because I'm super freaked out. Ty just went out to the grocery store and I kind of wish he stayed. So I don't really know what to think. So I think you guys should comment down below if you think that this is something paranormal or something just completely normal like a rock or like a broken tree or something like that. The only thing, as I said before, that makes it seem more realistic is the fact that it's the darkest part of the photo and it stands out so much. But honestly, I mean, who knows, right? Anyways though, before I close this video, I wanted to ask you guys something. My boyfriend Ty and I were thinking about doing a 24-hour haunted basement challenge in my new house. I know Mandy and I did one back at my parents' house, and the reason we called it haunted basement challenge is because we have had a lot of activity happening in that house, and even during that challenge a lot of weird stuff was happening. And so I thought that now that I'm in this new house and the basement is a walkout basement, so literally if you're down there, all of the windows look out to the forest where all of this sort of activity is happening. So I thought that maybe Ty and I would see something cool or hear something weird while we're down there filming. So if you guys want us to do the haunted 24-hour basement challenge, definitely give this video a thumbs up and we shall. I'm kind of scared, honestly, especially because the basement challenge will be going like overnight, so we'll be down there in the dark and like, ugh. But yeah, if that is something you guys would be interested in, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Obviously the video would not be 24 hours straight. I would just take the best parts of the footage and sort of put it together. Last time the video came to be about half an hour, I think, so I'm sure it'll sort of be the same thing for this one. And yeah, once again, I'm sorry that my throat like literally sucks right now. I seem like I'm coughing almost every breath that I take, so it's gonna be really fun for me to edit this later. I seriously just want to get better. That's all I want to do right now. Anyways though guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and once again, thank you for always finding these weird things in my footage, because yes, it does scare me, but it also gives me more content and more things to sort of research. And I like actually having evidence for my story times, because it's really hard for some people to believe in the paranormal so when I have this sort of like photo/video evidence, it makes it more believable, if that makes any sense. But anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!